Okay guys, this is the other PC I picked up at the weekend, retro machine. It's some sort of AMD Athlon or Phenom or Opteron or something like that, yeah. Obviously quite an old machine, so it has the beige coloured drives in. This one is completely dead, so I've got power on, but it doesn't start. But there's a fan in the back of it. Let's just see, yeah. It's fan over here. I'm sure you can see there the blue LED on in here. Yes, there's power in there. As I say, it's some sort of AMD machine. AM2 socket, I think, or something like AM2, AM3. So yeah, I picked it up. The main thing I liked about this, and I gave the guy €25 for it after quite a bit of serious haggling, was this brushed aluminium cabinet. Yeah, I thought it was quite nice for building, you know, some retro machine into. So I kind of like the cabinet, and I thought, you know, €25. I might make money back off all the other stuff and get that for free. That was sort of the thought, yeah. So let's have a look. Let's flick it onto its side and let's go over onto the overhead camera, yeah, and see what we can do with this one. Okay, so again, this is the machine, yeah. It's I think it was a Gigabyte motherboard. Asus motherboard, Asus M2N-E, yeah. So again, I think the best thing with this one is to take everything out of it. Because if I do sell some of this stuff, it's going to be the parts, yeah. And then let's have a look to see what's happening with it. So I'll just strip it down and let's see what we've got here. Okay, well I've got it apart. It's quite novel actually, this thing. I'm not familiar with these cases. But basically I had some trouble getting the drives out of this. It's dusty, yeah, I've got it stripped down now. Came with a set of keys. So the little round key, at least probably both of them, I think they're the same, for the side panel. So this is the side panel. It's rusty where the fan is. I mean, that can be cleaned up and just sprayed black, and this could be cleaned up. This is the original thermal take fan, yeah. And these catches here, these operate with the key. This one has a key lock, yeah. But I couldn't get the these 5 1/4" drives out. The floppy came out backwards like a clip that holds like the chassis, and if you like, it holds that. Then I realised there was a lock at this side. When we turn that, this now opens up, yeah, and then you get access to the drive bays. I've not seen one like that before, but I'm not familiar with this stuff really. But I would imagine somebody's going to hopefully tell me, yeah. I would imagine this case with the brushed aluminium was probably quite expensive in its day. Seems to have this sticky stuff on here. I'm not sure whether this is supposed to be on it or whether it's kind of like somebody stuck something on it for some reason. I haven't actually tried to peel it off. It's just coming off a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Answers on the postcard. No, actually, tell you what. Answers in the comment below. Yeah. So let's see what we've actually got here now. So obviously some looks like a floppy drive cable, yeah, floppy drive cable, Asus, and hard drive cable. I noticed that the this cable was actually attached to the IDE DVD-ROM and DVD writer, yeah, but there was no power leads attached to it. I don't know if that's enough to stop it from booting up, but I'm not sure. Yeah, a couple of SATA's always useful, yeah. Beige floppy drive, these are no particular value. The black ones tend to get a bit more money actually. But the writers, yeah, the beige writers, these nice matching pair, yeah. This one wants a bit of a clean, I think it will clean. So both LG, one DVD-ROM and one DVD multi-writer, yeah. Both IDE, we're on the same cable as master slave. That's not how I would have connected it. Looking at the machine, there's only one IDE port, so they probably had no choice, yeah. But yeah, so those came out of it. This is the graphics card. I don't know what it is. It's some silent graphics card, obviously, from its time. It's Asus. This is a EAH570 silent. 1 gig DDR2. Radeon or something, 5.7s. Let's have a look. I don't actually know what it is, so let's have a look. Yeah, you can see it a bit better now. Let's see what that is. I'm sure those of you are shouting out at the screen, yeah, but let's have a look. EAH5570. Okay. Let's go to eBay as good as anywhere else. eBay. Asus EAH 5570. Is that right? EAH? Yeah. EAH, correct, yeah. Okay, what's that? What do we have? We have 20 quid worth of graphics card. It's a yeah, Radeon HD 5570. There you go. That was I did sort of guess it was some sort of Radeon. Okay, well, it's 20 quid. I paid €25 for the whole thing, so that's a positive sign, isn't it? While we're at it, let's see what this motherboard's worth as well. It's Asus M2NE. Is this any value? Oh, so I've got something for the screen. I can't see it. M2NE. M2. Assuming it's working, of course. Which at the moment it doesn't even power up. Yeah. Parts only. Pre-owned 50 quid. Oh, some more here, international. That comes with a chip. I mean, I don't know what's in this. No idea. Let's say I think a lot of you will agree with me to say between the motherboard, processor, and graphics card, I've got 50 or 60 quid. Yeah, so that's covered the €25 I paid for this thing. And that case, I don't know. Would people even buy those sort of things anymore? I don't even know. Thermal take. What's it says on the front of it? Tsunami Dream. Yeah. Oh. Well, there. Yeah, there's one kind of built machine, probably similar to this machine. Yeah. Oh. 100 quid or best offer, but nobody's made an offer, you know. Okay. Well, if I get it working, let's declare this a profit. But I've got to get it working first. Yeah, that's the thing. Can we get it working? Okay, so this is the motherboard processor. I'm just gonna, I think, just have to connect a power supply and power this thing up. Yeah. I don't know whether or not it was having a problem with the fact that there's the ID cables attached to the optical drives but no power. Couple of 2 gig strips. I think I'll check these on the previous video. Actually, let's take the RAM out first. Let's just take the RAM out. Okay, let's get a power supply, post analyzer, bleeper, switch. Let's see what it does. Okay, so I've rearranged the cameras a bit. This is one of my other post analyzers. This is the PCI. The other one I have does have PCI and PCIe, but this seems to work better with older BIOSes. The other one seems to work better with like the UEFI type BIOSes. Okay, so let's just power it on. I've already tested this when it was in the case. I know there was no short circuits. Might be worth just let's check the CMOS battery at this point while we're here. Let's have a quick look, see if there's anything in that at all. Okay. Find a ground somewhere. No, that's flat. So let's get that out, yeah. And stick another one in. Okay, get a battery. Okay, so there's a battery. IKEA. These come from the cheapest place I found. You get a pack of 8 for €2. Yeah. So you can't go wrong with that price. And obviously doing this sort of thing you need a lot of CMOS batteries. I'm sure you can get cheaper on eBay, but here it's easy, just go to IKEA, grab them on there. Okay, so only problem with going to IKEA is the missus always wants to buy furniture, of course. Furniture or soft furnishings, yeah, so there's all candles, yeah, so there is a disadvantage. Okay, so we're ready to go. Hopefully then we should get some bleeps out of that. It should come on and bleep, that's the theory, yeah. It does power up. it's got control of the fan. It shuts down and stays off. I thought I might get some bleeps with no RAM in it. No, it doesn't want to. Okay, interesting. Let's stick some RAM in it. It's not hot. It's not hot underneath it either. It's interesting how it like booted then didn't want to boot. Okay, so let's stick this in here. I'm not sure which slots they go in, but the yellow ones look colourful, yeah. I mean, they were in the black ones originally, but let's go with that. Okay, let's just speaker off there. Okay, and once again, power on. Yeah. But no bleeps. Like bleep are working. It looks like it is. Interesting. Well, it's not as dead as it was while it was in the case, that's for sure. It was just sitting there as C1. Let's try the RAM in the other slot, and I may end up just having to have a quick look in the manual, yeah. In fact, I'll tell you what, let's just start with one stick of RAM. Let's just start with one stick. Okay, let's see what we get. C1. And then it hangs, okay. What's it do with no what's it do with no RAM? C1. So it seems to do exactly the same thing whether it's got a stick of RAM or not. It's not too promising, is it? No bleeps. Let's go in there. So the presence or otherwise of RAM doesn't seem to have a lot of effect on this, yeah. You would think it would do something different, wouldn't you, if you actually put some RAM in it, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, now that it seems to like. Still not a peep out of it, like, but it's doing something different. Can we assume my speaker might not be working? I think I've got another spare one. Let me have a look. Yeah, I've got another little one here. It's definitely the right place. There's speaker there, 4 pins. Yeah, that's definitely the right place for it. Let's see what that does. I'd like to hear some sound out of this. Not a peep, as they say. Yeah, not a peep. It definitely seems to be doing something with the RAM in that slot. Is it worth putting the graphics card in? I suppose I should, really. Look, this LED's flashing. This is a clock LED flashing for a little while. Okay, let's just continue the process a little bit more. Let's put the single RAM in the last slot. Yeah, let's stick it in this one, and then I'll put the other RAM slot in that yellow one that seems to make it do something. Yeah, what's it doing there? The behaviour of this seems to have changed, you know. It's like seems to have woken up somewhat, if you know what I mean. Okay, just interesting. I've got no bleeps coming out of it. This slot's marked. No. Oh yeah. Okay. B1, B2, A1, A2. So A1 and B1 you would think would be where they should go. Let's stick this one in here. So this is the other one in A1. This is the one that seems to make it boot up, yeah, on its own. So let's stick that in there, A1. Okay, let's have a look at the analyzer tells us. Go through the same sort of pattern, yeah. Not a peep. Oh, don't shut off. Doesn't seem to like this RAM as much as the other one. Is he going to do what he did before now, which has not come on? Well, it doesn't seem to like this stick of RAM too much. Yeah. This is, I guess it's DDR2 probably. As a guess. Put that one in there. Back to the one that kind of did power up. See if it shuts down with that one. A bit time consuming this, guys, but you've got to go through the process, you know, to try and figure out what you've got. Yeah. So that RAM stick in there kind of makes it flash. Yeah. Like this, I mean, like this LED flashes. Yeah. The other one. Kind of looks like it does something a bit different, yeah, then shuts down. So I think the first thing, we seem to have some issue with at least one of these sticks of RAM, yeah, and they won't boot, yeah, effectively. Okay, let's see if I can find some other RAM for this machine. Okay, I've got a few strips of DDR2 here. I don't have a huge amount of this actually. A bit of a mix and match there, but I did find amongst them another one of these Kingston KVR. It's not exactly the same as these, but it's another 2 gig strip. So let's try that one, and if this one comes on and stays on, we'll try this plus the one of these that seems to be the better one. Yeah. So let's give that a go. See what that does. Well, yeah, it's kind of like going through the process, isn't it? Doesn't shut down like the other one. Oh, it does. I think, okay, look, with the absence of any bleeps, let's stick the graphics card in it and see what it does. I'll have to balance it up on the box to do that. There's no onboard video on this machine. I mean, it would be very nice to get some sort of known state of affairs with this, yeah. So this is a known good PCIe graphics card, yeah. Probably of a similar era actually. So we know that's good. Let's have a quick look at the motherboard manual and make sure you know, if we can find a correct configuration for the RAM with just one stick to start with. Let's start with something what we know what we've got. Yeah, the best bet. Okay, so I'm not sure where you're going to have a view of this camera. I'm going to stick it over here. Yeah, you can probably see me in the corner with a bit of luck. I'm kind of looking at it. I can't see it on the screen myself at the moment. Okay, so M2N E manual. Let's have a look at what the user manual says about this thing. That's the best thing to do. Okay, so we got it. And then hopefully we can say something about the, you know, suitable RAM configuration. M2NE manuals and documents. Oh, what we got here? Let's have the English one. Where's the memory? Memory configurations 211. Down here somewhere. I'm not sure if that was clickable. It might have been. Section 1, section 2, 11. That's quite long. Okay. These memories about memory. Installing the DIMMs. Let's see, where can they go? Does it tell us? Give me a moment. Okay, it's quite easy going actually. Yeah, so it says for a single channel you can put in any of the 4 slots, yeah. And for dual channel either A1, B1 or A2, B2, yeah. So we've got no problem with memory configurations. I mean, it just gives you a list of memory, but I don't particularly see any reason why you should have anything special. DDR2 800, yeah. DDR2 667 or 800, that's what we need. Okay, let's see if we've got the right type of memory as well. Okay, so I mean all these are DDR2 800. This slot's the one it seems to like for some reason. A1 kind of makes sense. Although the manual says it can go in any slot. Yeah, stick that in there. Let's attach the monitor now. So let's see if we actually get anything out of this. I have to say, so far I haven't found a problem. It does start up now. I don't know whether that was related to the fact those IDE drives were connected without power. I'm just trying to think back in the day that sort of caused them to stop, you know, so they wouldn't boot up. Bit strange. I don't have any sound. Yeah, now let's get us over on the post analyzer. Okay, there we go. Yeah, power, boot. Nothing on screen. I wonder if it's another one of the machines with the corrupted BIOS. I don't know. The BIOS chip's here. I can certainly program that. Yeah. I think I've got a compatible CPU we can try with this as well. So yeah, that just seems to, you know, do that and nothing else. Yeah. So stick another strip in. B1. So we can find a pair of strips that actually get the machine to stay on, yeah. Okay. C1. I'm thinking that's some sort of memory fault. Let's have a look at the analyzer and see what it says. You know, the information for the analyzer, the code list. Yeah, C1 says it's to do with testing the memory size. Yeah, something like that. Oops, tangled up in the wires. But I say this should boot. We know this should boot with 1 strip of memory. Interesting, it's acting differently with different memory. Oh, see, that one goes past C1. Nothing on the screen though. I don't know, C1, I don't know. Is that stuck in a loop? No, stopped on 2D. Okay, let's get to the CPU, see if we get anything stupid going on. Yeah, and I have got a compatible CPU for this motherboard, I'm sure. Actually, I just had a quick look at that other code that I was getting 2D, yeah? And 2D says it's something like waiting for a response from the video BIOS, yeah? So, I'm sure this is a good graphics card. Stranger things have happened, yeah? What do you think of this one? What does it think of this one? Okay, that's it. So once again, power on, RAM is in, 2 strips of RAM, So this was going to 2D. Yeah. What's it do now? Oh, moment. I've disconnected the CPU fan. I was just going to take the CPU off. Let's just put the fan back on. Yeah. There we go. Okay, try again. So fan on. Right, let's see what it does. It's a bit strange. This kind of starts at a number, yeah, rather than 0, 0. So another thing is a little bit strange about this. Okay, no, off it goes. I think a couple of things we can try with this. One is going to be looking at the CPU, try another CPU. Another one is going to be maybe reprogram the BIOS on this one, yeah. I'll just some power, just one stick of RAM again. It's acting a bit like some problem with the reset as well. The fact this doesn't start at 0, which, but maybe that's because it's an AMD. I don't do a lot of AMD motherboards, you know. So there could just be things I don't, you know, simple things I'm not aware of. No, okay, that graphics card hasn't helped us any. So let's have a look what CPU we got in this. Okay, so looks like you know, yeah, that releases off there. That comes off. Yeah, that's off. This seems to be very well stuck. I mean, I can lift the board up by the heatsink, yeah, and it's not clipped on. I'm thinking the CPU might come out with this. I found this on like socket 478 Pentium 4s, yeah, where the thing gets jammed in. But I'll just try and, you know, I've freed something. Oh no, it's come off. This one has. So that's quite dry, yeah, and it's stuck very well. Okay, let's zoom down and see what we've got in this. Well, obviously some sort of CPU. Going to need a bit of kitchen roll. Here's a bit I used earlier, but it'll do. Yeah. What is this? What is this thing? It's an Athlon 64X2. That's what it actually is. I'm guessing we can check to see this is compatible. I'm sure it is. I looked up previously, and this motherboard seems to work with all sorts of AMD 2005 is vintage. Yeah. I can never tell the speed by the numbers on these things. It's like, you know, it's not like the Intel. It tells you the speed. These things, I don't know what it is with AMD CPUs, but they don't seem to. Yeah, like, you know, like the thing you might want to know, how fast does it run? Yeah. Okay, let's see if I've got another CPU that actually fits this slot. I think I probably have. Okay, yeah, the spare CPU I have is also an Athlon 64X2. Seems to be a slightly different part number for this. Go on, I'll zoom it down again. Yeah, so here we are. So this is the one that came out of the machine, yeah. This one. And this is my test. I have a test rig with this particular socket, yeah. AM3, and that's the processor off that one. I know this one works. So let's just pop this in here and see. Little bits of heatsink compound here and there. It's not what you want going down the socket holes, that's for sure. Yeah. I think it must go this way around. Just blow it, dust off it. Okay. So there's our CPU. A little bit of heatsink compound on, just this generic stuff for testing with. Okay, and I'll just rest this back on there. Yeah, it's good enough to see if it powers on or not. That's all I'm really interested in at the moment. Okay, let's see if that makes any difference. Okay, so I've fitted the replacement CPU, a known good one. Let's power this on now. Let's see what it does. Yeah, see if this behaves any differently. No graphics card on at the moment. No bleeps again, yeah. Power's off again. Oh, somebody phoning me there. I have a new phone, by the way. I managed to break the other one. The ATX power supply analyzer fell on the screen. Fortunately, my contract was up, more than up, so I got a nice shiny new Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus, I think it is. 5G. I'm not sure if we have any 5G here, right? But the phone says it will do it. Yeah. Okay. But the phone also has very good video recordings. I thought that might come in handy sometimes for the channel, maybe. So that's what I've got. Okay, that's the original graphics card back in. Yeah, 1 stick of RAM, CPU. Once again, what does it do? Kind of much the same, yeah. Much the same. Nothing on the screen. Kind of stuck in this loop, yeah. Okay. Right. I think much the same as the last video. We're gonna have to look at the BIOS. Yeah, I may as well reprogram it. This one's quite easy because the BIOS actually in a socket, yeah. So you can see there's a socket here. There's also like a almost like an X, somebody's marked. Oh, let me just zoom down, you can see it. Yeah, can you see that? It's like there's an X and felt pen on the BIOS. I don't know if that's a clue or not. So we need to get this out, and there's like special extractors for doing this, and I haven't got one. Yeah, I haven't got one. So I tend to go with this method here, which is this thing, and just carefully, just one corner, then the other. Just and try and put a bit of pressure. You can't see me do it. Oh, yeah, so I'm putting my thumb against this corner. I hope I don't want to crack the holder. Yeah, I really should have one of the proper tools for doing this, but let's see. And just gently lift it. Yeah, it's coming. So I'm just gently lifting it. Yeah, that's it. It's out. It's out without breaking anything. Okay, so we have the chip. Yeah. What is this? Let's have a look what it actually is. Number is PM something or other. Let's make a bit of space on the desk. We'll get the BIOS programmer out. We'll get under the microscope, see what we've got, and let's try reprogramming this BIOS. Okay, so here's our chip, yeah, PM49 FL004T. So I'll make a note of that. Okay, so I've just made a note of that. So now we have to find an adapter for the programmer, yeah, and see if we can actually program this thing. Okay. Okay, I've got all the programmer out with all the goodies. So let's have a look. Yeah, let's see what we've got here. So this is all the stuff that came with the programmer. I'm going to zoom this out a little bit. It's a bit too close. Yeah, there you go. You can see a little bit better now. So it came with a cable. You've seen this before, yeah. The Mini Pro TL866A CS, yeah, with the in circuit programming. Yeah, these are the various adapters I've got with it. So you can see there's a number of these things. A little clip, which I don't find to be very useful, unfortunately. And I forgot, but it does come with one of those extractors, yeah. But now I've shown you how to do it without one. So the first thing we need to do is find a carrier for this, and that seems to be exactly the right one, yeah. So easy way I find again with this is to put the clip onto the programmer. So it goes with like this end where the notch is, yeah, towards pin 1. This one actually goes in okay without having to lean this forwards a little bit. Some of these adapters you have to lean that forwards a little bit to get the things to go in. There's like a little sloping corner there, and the chip has a little sloping corner here, yeah? So that's quite easy to get it in the right way around, and then push it in. It doesn't have to go all the way down. I find it's best just put it so it's nice and flush, yeah. So that's the thing in there. Now we need to see if we can actually program this with our programmer. Okay, so I've got the USB plugged into the computer. As we powered up, recognise it, that's good. So let's have a look to see first if we actually can read this chip, and then of course if we can, we need to go and find a suitable BIOS, yeah. Let's just go over to the desktop. Okay, Let's have a look. So this is the Mini Pro programmer. Let's have a look in here. So this one is a PM 49. I was looking right. PM49 FL004T. Yeah, and there's the package. Now you see here, yeah, look, you've got the same chip FL004T in two different packages. You've got PLCC 32, yeah, and you've got TSOP 32, and that is not actually, by the way, the sound of Philadelphia. Yeah, it stands for something else. If you're not sure which your package is, I mean, I'm sure it's that one. But if you don't know what your package is, no worries. Just go onto the internet, yeah, and just Google. So you just want to put like PLCC 32, yeah, and you'll see a picture of them, yeah. You can see the picture of it there, so you know that's the right one. One moment. Sorry about that, customers, but you know, that's customers have money, so I'm not complaining. The guy needs to be set a satellite dish up for tomorrow, because England are playing basically, yeah, and a lot of these bars have been shut a long time. Okay, so yeah, so you can see the package, yeah. I mean, if you're not sure if it was the other one was TSOP 32. Just again, just search for it and have a look at the picture, yeah. And you'll see what it. Well, yeah, you see it's a completely different thing. Yeah, it's not that TSOP. Oh, that's an adapter. But yeah, you can see it's like a funny thing. Yeah, a long thing. Okay, so that's how you can figure out which package you want. So we know in our case which one we need. Yeah, which is this one, PLCC 32. Okay, let's select that one. So the chip's on the programmer. So yeah, let's just see if we can read this now. Okay, read. Yep, picks up the ident. It knows it's the right chip, and it's going to read the chip. Okay, yeah, quite quick. Yeah, it's probably only like a 512 kilobyte or something. Look, it shows you there which way it goes as well if you weren't sure, yeah, from the diagram. Okay, so we've read the chip. Again, you can see some stuff in it. Probably down towards the bottom. You'll probably, yeah. Sometimes look, ASUS award, yeah. You can sometimes read things in it, yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's save that, and now let's see if we can find another one, and see if we can program this thing. Go on hard drive, wake up. There we go. Let's make a new folder for it, yeah, in here. So new folder, M2NE, M2N-E, original, yeah. Nice, just keep yourself tidy, yeah, then you know what you're doing. Okay, so that's that. Right, now let's go see if we can actually find a new BIOS file. Okay, so as before, the best place to get a BIOS is from the manufacturer's website. Yeah, this is ASUS. Drivers and utilities, BIOS and firmware. And have we got anything? Yes, we have a BIOS. Okay. Yeah. Download that. Save that into where will be Kelly. M2NE. Yeah, there's our BIOS. Okay, let's have a look to see what we've got there. Yeah, there's the one that I saved. That's the original bin. What's this thing? And it's a bin file. This will be, hopefully, this should be the same size as the other one. Yeah, 512K. That was my guess once it was a 512K file, and the original is a 512K file. Okay, that's great, guys. So we've got a suitable BIOS. We've got the programmer ready to go, so we can just look in the folder 5001 bin file. We can open that, yeah. Nothing seemed to change, but it doesn't mean it'd say it wasn't corrupted. I mean, it doesn't say this is going to fix it, yeah. So nothing seems to change. So there's our file, yeah. So we hit program and program, and first it will recognize a chip. Usually it did erase the chip, but it took like 46 milliseconds. It was so fast doing that, yeah. So we'll program it, and while we're doing that, let's talk about the weather. So yeah, it's gorgeous. It's scorchio. Yeah, it's just lovely out there. It's a bit cooler at night, like last night. I mean, it was maybe like 21 or 22 last night, so you could actually sleep. Yeah, it's getting to the high 20s, maybe 30 in the day. Yeah, but for here, that's normal. That's normal. Winter highs are about 22 and sunny, and summer's about 28 and sunny or hotter. Yeah, and that's it. Winter nights 16 minimum. So we've talked about the weather. So what your weather's like? Yeah, just let us know in the comments. Okay, we've chatted, and the chip's program successful. Okay, so we've now got a program chip. So we just stick this back on the board, and let's see. Fingers crossed. Yeah, let's cross some fingers there, and let's see if it actually fixes a problem. Okay, so our board's there back together. The BIOS chip's back in. Yeah. I think my luck might run out today. I mean, I've had quite a good run with programming BIOSes. But let's see if it helps with this one. Yeah. Well, there's nothing on the screen. No, I had a. You know, sometimes you might feel, do I feel lucky? Yeah, today I didn't. Okay, so this is stuck in some sort of boot loop. Now I've got to start thinking, haven't I? Now I've got to do some work. I'll just try a different stick of RAM, just off chance, but I don't think so. I think this has some issues. Yeah, as they say, has some issues. Oh, let's shut itself down. I'll let it do that. Let's just let it do its thing then. If it really wants to do that sort of thing, does it want to start back up again, or does it not? Does it want to restart, or does it not? No, let's restart it. That's funny that, because when no, it wants to shut down again. Does it want to start again? Something getting warm on this, I wonder. No, nothing feels any warmth. Nothing as you could say. I know the CPU is just kind of like, this is not clamped down, but I mean there's a big heat sink on these CPUs, and it's stuck well to it with the thermal paste. This is behaving like a corrupted BIOS, but obviously it isn't a corrupted BIOS. Yeah. Oh well, looks out today. Okay, so it wasn't as simple as that this time, but let's investigate this a bit further. I've just moved the analyzer over to here, yeah, it's a bit closer to the camera. There's no graphics card in, there's a one stick of RAM. And now let's have a look to see what this is actually doing, yeah. So it's running around this loop. This is without a graphics card, yeah. And it stops at 26. LED flashing occasionally here, yeah. So let's have a look at that. I'm guessing this is saying something like it's waiting for the graphics card, yeah. So 26. No fateful trouble. VGA displayed normal if non-fateful trouble. What? Display error message in VGA, otherwise boot operating system. Is code 20. Oh, it's not 26. It's 2B. Yeah. So this says it's passing control to the video ROM. So effectively, it's trying to talk to the PCIe, the graphics card. Yeah. and it seems to hang up on that. There's no graphics card. Normally you'd expect it to go like beep 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 here, but this is giving us no bleeps. Yeah, so that's with no graphics card. Now let's have a look with the graphics card that came with it. Yeah, let's just connect this up. So this is an unknown condition, this graphics card. Yeah, let's see what it does now. Okay, 50 C1 gets into sort of a loop. Yeah, 50 C1. Let's see what that is. Does that tell us anything? So 50 and C1. Right. C1 says it's testing OEM specific, test the size of onboard memory. I think that's trying to talk to this. Well, 25, it's changed a bit now, yeah. 50, what's 50 in C1, yeah. 50 is to do with CMOS values, and back to C1, yeah. Which says OEM specific. But that's what it's doing with that graphics card then, yeah. Let's have a look at the other one. So I have a couple of known good, or I'm pretty sure they're known good graphics cards here. I think we may end up getting test rig out in the mate and just checking these cards. So we got, you know, we're standing on firm ground. We know we're starting from, you know, a known starting place. Yeah, otherwise there's too many. If there's too many variables, you can't work out what's happening. Okay, so that's this graphics card. This was one that, as far as I know, is a good graphics card. Yeah. And this is behaving differently. I don't know if you can hear it. Every time it goes to 2D, the speaker clicks. There, did you hear it? When it goes to 2D. There, yeah. I hope you can hear that little click. 2D. And now it's shut itself down, yeah. Now the monitor lights come on, but there's no signal. 2D, initializing slot 13. The video ROM has returned control to the BIOS post, yeah. Performing any required processing after the video ROM is control. So it's like it's talking to this, and then it hands control back to this, and then it like goes click and locks up, yeah. That seems to be what's happening. Now it seems to have got quite upset. Probably have to switch this off and on again, yeah, and I'm pretty sure it'll do the same. So that would suggest that something's going wrong after it's recognised the graphics card or communicated with the graphics card. Again, let's go. There, click, yeah. It goes 2B then 2D and clicks, yeah. So 2B is passing control to the video ROM to perform any required configuration before the video ROM test, and then 2D, the video ROM has returned control, yeah. So this 2B and 2D and the click is after it's trying to talk to the graphics card, yeah, and that's what's happening with that one. And I'm confident as I can be this is a good card, yeah. I've got another one, which again I'm pretty sure this is a good card. Pretty confident of that. This one, again, let's see what this one does. Yeah, 2D and it clicks. Yeah. 2D and it clicks again. So that's doing the same as this one. The one that came with it, which is the unknown quantity, is doing something different, yeah, and then it shuts down. So what I'm thinking is there's a problem with the the PCIe maybe. If we get this one down here, let me zoom in, you can see it. This one's quite handy because down here are two little MLCC capacitors, yeah, and I think you can probably see the end of this one goes to the first 4 pins, and this end, like the left hand end of that one, goes down to pin 4 here. So that's 3.3 volts and that's 12 volts. So with this card in the motherboard, we can actually see on the test meter if we've got supply going to it. Yeah. Like, so this is quite a nice card in this respect because you can get to those points easily. Yeah. So again, let's power it on. Let's see if we've got 3.3 and 5 volts getting to our video card. Just on ground here. So this should be the 12 volts. Yeah. Just slipping off a bit. And there we have 12.04. Yeah. And the other one should be 3.3. Yeah, 3.3. Yeah. So we know we've got power getting to this, but it's acting like there's some sort of problem with the communication between the board and the PCIe. Yeah. And that maybe gives us some clue as to what's going wrong with this. One thing we can check, just down here, a whole row of tiny little capacitors. Yeah, you get the same thing on the graphics card, so all along here. And yeah, there's none on this side, on this, on this side. So each of these capacitors and pairs are on each PCIe lane. Yeah, so any broken capacitors would be a reason maybe why this isn't working. So we could check that under the microscope. I mean, I can zoom in, but I'm sure to be able to see these very well we'd have to get to the microscope, but we can have a look. We can always get the microscope and have a better look. So just see if there's any missing. So they're in pairs, yeah, all the way along here, and they all look to be okay. Don't see any obvious damage there. Yes, I think we can possibly discount that. But if there's a problem with the PCIe, then what would happen if we put a PCI graphics card in here? What would it do then? This is a good question. Yeah, so let's zoom this back out. Okay, let's leave the analyzer here. I only have one. I think I've sold the other ones. So this is an old PCI graphics card. Yeah, it's Creative Labs CT6700. Not quite exactly sure what that is, but it has VGA on it and it fits into a PCI slot. Yeah. So let's try this. So effectively we're ignoring that now. There's no onboard video, so we can't use that. But let's try this and see what this does. Yeah, just get the connector in the right way around. Okay, so there we are. We connected to that. Let's see what the analyzer does now. Let's boot it up. It still goes 2D and clicks. I was hoping that might actually have given us a picture, and off it goes. Yeah. Well, that was. I thought that was very much worth a try. No, switch it off again. Just get rid of that thing in it. Just, stick that in there. Just the one PCI card attached and nothing else. Yeah. Let's see if anything happens on the monitor, or the speaker makes that little click noise. Ah, yeah. Well, yeah, okay. Okay. It's gone off now, but let's just switch this off again, yeah. Just switch this off. So let's start this again, yeah. So there's just one PCI card in now. Takes a few seconds when it boots up. Here we go. Yeah, see it? Creative Technology. Did you see that? And then no signal. So this motherboard appears to be able. Oh, it's come back around in the loop again and done the same thing. Yeah. This motherboard seems to be able to give a picture on the PCI without the analyzer card in. Switch that off. You know I've got to try this, don't you? These are let's find one of the two cards that was behaving the same. This thing, yeah. No analyzer card, yeah. You don't suppose it could be that easy, do you? You know, it's connected VG18s, that's what I have. To hand, switch that on, boot. Nothing happening at the moment. Give it a couple seconds, but no blue light come on the monitor, which happened before. Nothing. This might be clicking again, I'm not sure. No, I don't hear the click, but yeah, there's nothing happening there. So it would appear, well, we know because you've seen it, yeah, we can get writing on the screen using the PCI graphics card, and that together with the codes from the analyzer, yeah, which points very much in the direction of this, suggests this has got a problem with the AGP. Oh, sorry, AGP, the PCI Express, yeah, PCI Express. So the first thing I'm going to try and do is stick this in the sink and give it a good wash, just to see if it's, you know, that's where the problem is. For those of you who say, and people on the forums, that these things are useless, yeah, I hope you can see these things are not useless, yeah. People think these are useless because it doesn't say, oh, that number means change this bit, yeah. It doesn't work that way. This is like a clue. This gives you clues. This doesn't give you answers, it gives you clues, yeah. And if you can follow the clues, as I just did, you can come to a good decision, yeah. We're certainly narrowing down what the problem is with this. So I'm going to get this thing in the sink and we'll give it a good wash. We'll call that a video because it's quite long. And there'll be a part 2 to this tomorrow very shortly. I've got quite a number of things to repair at the moment, so it may not be tomorrow, but there'll be another video to this one. See you very soon now. Ciao for now, guys.